Okay, we're gonna film this video with the ranger in the background. I walked in this area with a police officer and another citizen who called about a guy passed out in the bushes. But I want you to see this. Look at all this piled up. Bam! All up on here, all these logs, all of these sticks across this beam piled here. And however, this is suspended here. But what's also cool is in the background, giant Y shape just blam stuck right there. You know how they do. Now, not only that, there's a little geocache fort in here. It looks like homeless may have built it. Somebody may have done some stick work. I don't know that it was Sasquatch. It doesn't really look like their style, but yet it's all sticks, so it could be. And people have just overtaken it. I haven't been here for a little while. There's like a chest in there. There's a geocaching sign-in sheet. Look at this giant break for one. But that can happen to old trees, right? That can happen to old trees. But what about this break here? What about this ginormous snap on this healthy prime of life tree? That's not normal. That is really weird. That's big power. That is big power right there. That is big power. And as we proceed through the area, we see some bark removed from the tree going all the way up there. Was that bent down and were the tender pieces of bark chewed off by the Bigfoot? Did they peel it in nervousness? What did this? What left it hanging like this? What peels it off in strips like this? Maybe these aren't teeth marks. Maybe it's peel marks. That's odd. I think it's them that's doing that. I honest to God do. Because I find it like consistently. It's like a springtime thing. I found it a lot. There's a Native American name for him, bark eater. Here's another tree snapping here. I love this time of year when everything's budding and blooming. It is so springy. Spring. That looks like an older one, but I'm gonna go around the fence and we'll see if there's a structure or anything on the inside of this area, as there often is. Okay, coming in here with some first impressions. I'm seeing this suspended guy up here. Seeing all this bark shredding. All this bark shredding. All the way down. All this. Same with this, totally devoid of bark. There's some more placed up high. You see it up there? Oh, that's broken down and left to sit like that. But even so, you can imagine them climbing up there, snapping that, jumping down. It's mucky out here. Good place for footprints if there were any around. I didn't know it got so wet back in here. More bark peeling. Granted, it's coming off, you know, so they could just be, but that looks like hours of Sasquatch fun I don't want to mess with. Another bark removal all the way from top down to here, you know? That's more than people are doing. And look at this tree down. It's an old but a big one. Here's something else they do. Something about this red dogwood. There's something about this dogwood. This is definitely a dogwood plant. And it's pinned down. Do you see that? It's pinned down by this, which is snapped here and connected. I'm gonna step over this. Oh shit, I think I am. You see that though? Peeled all the way down. Ripped apart. That's total Sasquatch work right there. And laying it down. Bending over this dogwood. Manipulating the forest. Whatever it does, if it's an energetic thing, if it's a symbolic thing, it's happening. They're doing it. Even a snap like this is rather odd. These things would stand for years if they didn't get broken. People can break them, but subtle little things, you know? Speaking of chests, I didn't go in that other geocaching area. Huh. There's a pencil there. None of my business. All right, guys. That might be it for the investigation. Little subtleties like that jammed up in the tree. It's all fresh and green. That's what you're looking for, folks. Even you see the way that this tree is bent down and over. Trees don't grow like that. Okay, same with this. You see this broken green piece up in the tree here? Granted, that was, oh no, that was broken. Okay, so I'm just saying, like, that is an anomaly in itself. That was probably pinned down at some point out here. And then they're making note of it by highlighting things, dangling stuff on it. That is weird. That is really weird, because even this kind of tree is not the same kind of tree as that. This is from a cottonwood. This yellow stuff is from a cottonwood. And this is all gray tips. This is all something else. This is all gray bark. So, different kind of tree hung in here. Different kind of branch hung up on here. Those are the little subtle signs that you're looking for. But this is this back area where there's a fence here. Property line, a lot of space. If anybody came in here, they could jump the fence, run through this field. This field connects across the street to a park that has a river canal system that you could hide in easily in the dark if you were a Sasquatch. So I followed the map all the way where they could hide and how they could come here from their hiding spots on the mountain. So a couple mountains they could come off of easily to get here. So it's a cool little area. A lot of red dogwood in here. A lot of nice green spring blooms. This is just a pretty area. It's sparsely populated back here. The homeless might come through. People probably not noticing, you know. It would be amazing to see one in broad day. I can't imagine they're here during the day, but I think they definitely come down off the mountains, play here, eat here. This might be where they come nightly to eat. It might be just that. Look at that break right there. Laid up there, that was probably already dead, probably easy to snap. That sucker's dead too. But yeah, they're out here playing. They're out here laying stuff up in trees, you know, doing what Sasquatch do. So be on the lookout, and you never know what you're gonna find. All right, guys, till next time. Okay, I didn't want to hold out on you. This is the other geocaching area, and it really does look like Bigfoot could have built this, just based on the style of the build. Everything's broken, which naturally you would think it would be, but just some classic framework architecture with the big one coming up here, one coming across here, another fatty here. Look at the bark entrance. Potentially that could have been a bark entrance. Also look at the weaving. I want you to notice the weaving right here. The weaving of this particular branch, this green material has been woven all around here. Wow, that is cool. Okay, you see how it's all sticks lined up in here? This totally could be a Bigfoot built room. There's even like a separate little room in here. I mean, wow, I didn't even come in here. This, yeah, I'm starting to think this was Bigfoot built. See, what's weird is there's these boards in here. And from the outside, I was like, oh, humans must have made this. I mean, that's what I thought. You know why? Because these have screw marks in them. And I said, oh, those are screwed into the tree. But look at, they're not screwed into the tree. They're just resting in here, all of them. Even though they have screw marks, they're not screwed into the tree. So that deceived me at first. That's what the Sasquatch do. Trick the crap out of you. But look at this. Here's the one. Coming down, coming around, and then that branch continues around, back up, around again, pinned in here. That is amazing. People aren't taking the time to do that, guys. This is Bigfoot stuff. So they've taken this like Bigfoot area and decided, oh, here's the spot. Look at these goofballs, dirty people. Bugs me. Well, at least leave some food for the Sasquatch if you're gonna be leaving stuff. Look at that big old snap. Total Bigfoot work, man. So that's cool that we checked on this. And then look, it's even got another room with a roof. See, it's got a lot of roof work on it. This is Telltale Sasquatch stuff here. Oh, really good stuff here. Like I said, I haven't been here in like 6 months. It's been a long time. So pretty cool to see the new stuff and the weaving. Wonder how long this has been here. Couldn't be that long. This stuff is still pliable, you know? I think that must be a new addition. I don't know. Woo! Broke the tip. Sorry, Squatchy. Let them know I'm here. Look, it's right next to this diamond shape, too. Kind of cool. Who knows? Maybe that means something. Just like it looks like a diamond. And like a little snake. Little squiggle. But that diamond is cool. Alright, guys, it's like another sign. I keep getting these signs in my life. That diamond is actually really meaningful to me. More than you know, but thanks for watching my video. I hope you appreciate me coming to you from these little Sasquatch areas and showing the little subtle tricks that they do to make us think it's other humans out here. So weird how they jammed that in there between this and the board. I don't know. They are so crafty. Maybe they did that so it would get knocked, you know, like sitting in the doorway to see if somebody was here. Same with this bark, see if somebody came in absent-mindedly and knocked it. I don't know. Maybe they set little booby traps like that to see if anything was changed. I know their minds have to be that smart. But this weaving is just phenomenal. Something that they do that we know they do, but to find it and to show the examples of it is amazing. All right, my friends, until next time, goodbye.